Welcome back to the Master Pugilist. One more time, we're going to talk about it. Boxing, I love it. Today's topic is Manny Pacquiao, Timothy Bradley, and well, after watching the 24/7 and the face-off, there's obviously a lot of questions and a lot of things I have to say. And first and foremost, we before we even get to Bradley, let's talk about real quick about why is it that it's taking so long for this Pacquiao Mayweather fight to happen. We all know it's theatrics. We all know that they're trying to, sweeten up the pop. So at the end of the day, we're gonna drag it out, make it real dramatic, and make the people want it to the point where you'll pay just about anything to see this fight happen. Which I think they've done a wonderful job doing that. But they made a mistake last year, and I knew it was gonna be a mistake because although I wanted the fight to happen, but it's not good for business. Marquez is not good for Manny Pacquiao and Mayweather business. Why? Because Manny Pacquiao did not look impressive. He did not look good at all in his last fight. Yes, he fought, and he fought like the man he's supposed to, and he looked like the real Manny Pacquiao that he is, a normal fighter. I'm not saying that he's not great. I'm not saying that he's not good. I'm not saying that he's above most of the other fighters, but he can be tamed. He can be controlled. He can be pushed back. He has those fights, and he can be defeated. Marquez proved that. Marquez is his kryptonite. Marquez timing and his counteracting skills are incredible. Therefore, Pacquiao did not look good in his last fight, which makes the fight between Mayweather and Pacquiao not that interesting anymore. Why? Because Marquez is like the best counterpuncher in the game. But if there was one man that was able to beat him at his own game, was Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather Jr. was that man that was able to, take him there. He was that dude that was able to, he was faster than him, bigger than him. Okay, we know Marquez had that disadvantage. But by that same token, the counteracting skills of Mayweather was superior to Marquez. And we all know that Pacquiao's kryptonite is counter punching. Timing him and countering his moves is what gets to Pacquiao the most, and he has pretty much no answer for that. Pretty much like Mayweather with the jab. Mayweather, his weakness is he gets hit too much with the jab, and that's been explored. The only thing is that Mayweather's a smart man, and pretty much like body punches, he will find a way around that. He will find an antidote to that, and it's going to be hard to catch him with jabs. Trust me when I tell you, as time goes on. But Pacquiao hasn't made no adjustments to, get past his problem with the counterpunching. Marquez proved that. Marquez proved that at lightweight. Marquez proved that at, I think, two fights that they had at lightweight. And Marquez proved that again at welterweight at 147. Now, what was killing me is that, again, after that fight with Pacquiao and Marquez, a lot of people don't want to see Mayweather. We know that already because, again, the counteracting skills and the speed of Mayweather is going to outdo Pacquiao to the point where the fight is going to seem fixed. Most people are going to think and are going to assume that fight was fixed. That was not Pacquiao on that night fighting Mayweather. It was fixed. He was given instructions, whatever. But to the true, trained eye, to the true boxing fan, they would know that there is no way Pacquiao could, attack Mayweather like that and be successful. So that's it in a nutshell. But then that brings me back to Pacquiao and Bradley. In the Pacquiao and Bradley 24/7 road to Pacquiao and Bradley, Pacquiao said that he underestimated Marquez. Now, really, you're gonna underestimate a man that gave you hell twice before? Really? You're gonna underestimate a man that, again, both times y'all fought, you had to fight your heart out. And at least one out of those two fights you lost. And I'm talking to Pacquiao. Yeah, you lost at least one of those two fights before the third one with Marquez. How could you take this man lightly? People put in your head that because you've been fighting at welterweight for a little bit longer and that makes you bigger than Marquez, or now you're going down in weight. No, I mean, I don't know where people got this imagination from that you was the bigger man. No, you're not the bigger man. If anything, you were still smaller than Marquez. Marquez, I think, is naturally bigger than Pacquiao by a small margin, but he is. So at the end of the day, when Marquez came up to 147 and he trained and he was able to put on the pounds, he did look bigger than Pacquiao. But that was no reason for why the Pacquiao to say that that was, what messed him up, or what threw him off in the fight, because for that matter, Margarito was bigger than Pacquiao, Cotto bigger than Pacquiao, Mosley bigger than Pacquiao. The list goes on, but what was the difference? That Pacquiao, when he fought Margarito was washed up. Cotto had just gone through a situation with the hand wraps. Kaladi was a man that couldn't even be a washed up Cotto at the time. And the list goes on. Mosley was on his last days. So all these guys that Pacquiao fought, they were washed up action. They just made him look good. But when he got back to Marquez put him back in place, thus making Pacquiao look normal, look human. So at the end of the day, I would have to say that it's not looking good for Pacquiao against Timothy Bradley. Though my money is on Pacquiao and I'm expecting him to win, but I'm more concerned about Pacquiao fighting Bradley than when Mayweather fought Hatton, which was another undefeated fighter, or when he fought Victor Ortiz. That though he was not undefeated, he was a young, up and coming, rising tiger. But I know he had no business being in the ring with Mayweather, and it was proven. He was too young, he was inexperienced, he just couldn't do it. But Timothy Bradley is not Victor Ortiz. Timothy Bradley is an undefeated fighter. He's strong, he's aggressive, he's fast, he's tactical, and Pacquiao got a fight on his hands. Pacquiao I hope he really takes this one serious and doesn't hit us again with the same excuse that he took Timothy Bradley lightly. Because he says he took Marquez lightly. First, he gave Marquez credit, saying that you can't look good against every fighter, and Marquez is his kryptonite. We know that. But at the same time, he said that he took Marquez lightly, that he didn't take him serious because he was the bigger man. And then his wife, Jinky Pacquiao, tried to say that he had arguments with her husband prior to the fight, so that probably messed him up. No, I'm not buying that. I'm not buying that at all. I am sorry. Really, Marquez is Pacquiao's kryptonite. In fact, in that last fight, I have reason to believe that Marquez beat him. If not, it was a draw. Pacquiao did not win that fight. And in June 9th, when he fights Timothy Bradley, you know what? Like I said, I got my money on Pacquiao simply because if he doesn't get knocked down, or if he doesn't get knocked out, if it goes to decision, it's going to Pacquiao. He's a superstar, and he's the one that needs to fight Mayweather. But I wouldn't be surprised if Bradley upsets him. I wouldn't be surprised if Bradley wins this fight. Again, my money's on Pacquiao, but I wouldn't be surprised if Bradley beats him. Because I'm telling you, he's a tiger. I like this kid's skills, speed, power. And again, Pacquiao has all those elements. But Marquez did it to him. And Bradley's smart. He will study Marquez's style, his counteracting skills, and apply some of that in his fight June 9th so he could have some success. Because if not, he will get knocked out. He will get knocked out and will get knocked out by Pacquiao. And then that's going to make Pacquiao look good. And that's the basic reason why they took this fight. To have Pacquiao look good against an up-and-coming, young, undefeated fighter, because he did not look good against Marquez. And if he could at least look good against a young fighter, up-and-coming, with no losses, then that will, again, make it interesting to see a Pacquiao and Mayweather fight, because then Mayweather will be the second undefeated fighter that Pacquiao will face, and not defeat, but will face at least. So, again, I'm expecting Pacquiao to win. And if he does, then it's going to be, from what I understand, his first undefeated fighter that he's going to fight and beat. And if he does that, then that's going to make him look good for the Mayweather and Pacquiao. So let's hope that happens. But I am not sleeping on Timothy Bradley. If Timothy Bradley pulls it off, I wouldn't be surprised, because he got the goods. Let's go.